Welcome to the big show. This is Investing with Confidence. I am your host, Joshua David. As always, we are happy to have you with us today. Once again on the program, I have my good friend, the mastermind of this whole operation, the stock master, Mr. Al Connickson. How you doing today?
You know what? I'm feeling pretty good, Josh. How about you?
I'm doing really good. I just can't think of so many nicknames. Stockmaster, the mastermind. What's next? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm almost afraid to know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's always great to be back every week talking about the financial markets, the stock market, options, futures, and Forex. And Investing with Confidence, sponsored by Online Trading Academy, has been around for almost on our 25th year, actually. Teaching people skills and techniques to utilize in the markets. Now, that could be during your working years or during retirement years, 401ks, IRAs. We had a great week in the markets, Al. I mean, Monday, Tuesday had a great, it went up for the week, Monday, Tuesday. Slowed down, not much happening on Wednesday. Thursday, in the morning especially, dropped down 100 points right away. And we know what happened Friday as well, but we had some great movements, and there's a lot of people in the markets without the right techniques and strategies. We want to talk about those strategies here today. What are you seeing with the opportunities right now in the stock market, but also how can we use other markets to use that for income potential?
Yeah, well, let's look at what's going on right now. I mean, I can't remember the last time we had a period of time where there was nothing going on.
I'm just happy you remembered something.
Yeah, I showed up today. I found my way to work.
Today.
That's a good start. But I mean, we've got a lot of things going on in this world right now. We've got the issue in Afghanistan. We still have the COVID issue. These are big things that can have a big impact on the market. For us, I mean, we hate to say that things like that are good for us. They're just good for moving the market into areas where we have opportunities.
It's opportunity, but it's supply and demand.
Well, exactly. It's just that economic law that really can't be argued. But whenever we have issues like this, some people are always doing well, and it's always the same group basically that's doing well.
Yeah.
So the key would be to identify who that group is. If they're consistently doing well, regardless of what's happening, they know how to take advantage of different market situations, economic situations.
Now, who might that group be?
Well, it just might be Wall Street, the smart money, what
Brokers,
we're starting to call the elephants, the
Yep.
players that have hundreds of millions to billions of dollars to manipulate the price, to impact the price of these markets.
But
So
why is that though? How do they move the markets, right?
absolutely.
And is that their advantage, or what? I mean, what's the real advantage then?
Well, the advantage really is for us.
Okay.
They're moving the market because they have the money to do it. They have the clout to do it. Why would a company, one of these elephants, one of these smart money companies, let's just say Goldman Sachs, why would they take a position in a particular stock? Well, it's because they've done a lot of research, maybe months or years of research on a particular company to be able to identify to them what the real value of that particular company is. We just don't have the research. We don't have the data. We don't have the amount of money to actually buy the data that they have. And we don't have to do that because once they've made a decision that they know what the price of something should be, what the value is, that's the value. That's going to be a pretty true value. So why not just follow what they're doing? Let them do the work and then follow them instead of trying to figure this out on your own. But when they have identified what the value is and they want to take a position, they don't just buy 50 shares or 100 shares of something. They may buy millions of shares. A number of years ago, Warren Buffett bought 64 million shares of IBM. Well, when they're doing that, that has the impact on price that we look for. And that gets back to that supply and demand economic law you
So
talked about.
that would be demand, actually, if they're buying millions and billions, millions of dollars worth of shares.
Sure, just replace buyers for demand and sellers for supply. And that becomes now the economic law. When there's more buyers than sellers, price will go up for anything. When there are more sellers, price will go down for anything. So it really becomes important to identify where the buyers are going to be before they start buying. That sounds a little futuristic, but
We're anticipating.
Yeah, we're anticipating where unfilled orders are going to become filled orders. How can you identify that? Well, that's what the brokerage firms, Wall Street firms, the hedge funds, they're actually showing us that. We have a strategy called core strategy, a proprietary strategy that is designed to identify where subsequent trades are going to be made by these big players because they can't fill their position all at one time. They cannot do that without moving the price away from the area that they want to pay. Why would they start selling something? Well, they also know when something is overvalued,
Mm-hmm.
and taking a profit is an important part of their success.
Yeah, basically, they're not buying and holding. They're buying and holding until it's time to get out.
Exactly. Yeah, the holding part that's just questionable.
Yeah.
It could be the same day. It could be
It's all
a week
relative.
or two or a year later. But they know what they want to, the price they want to pay to get into something. They also know what price they want to get for it, what their profit is going to be. And the great thing for us is that we can do the same thing. We can just follow what they're doing. But here's what we want to do, Josh. There's a lot of people that are listening to the show that have probably listened for a long time,
Yep.
and they're still thinking, "Yeah, is this right for me?" I don't know. All my friends are telling me you shouldn't do this, you can't do it, it's too complicated. All of those things. You're going to be talking about a class that we have where people come in with our goal is to help them to identify whether this is the right thing for them.
Yeah.
And for some people, maybe it isn't. But if it is, the markets provide some fantastic opportunities. And, one of the things that people will say is that you need a lot of money to make money. Well, the people that have a lot of money didn't start out in most cases with it. They made it somehow. And that's what the markets give some people the opportunity to do.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, our listeners really got to ask themselves, a question. Is your money, does it mean something to you? If it's yes, well, then you need to be the best steward because you are going to be the best steward for your money, not somebody else. So you have to understand who is doing the research. It's the big money, the big banks, the elephants,
Right.
as Al is talking about. Where are they moving price? Where do we find that is on a price chart? And that's where our strategy, our proprietary strategy that's designed to teach them to make better investing decisions is to anticipate where they might be buying, but also where they might be selling. Kind of like throwing a ball in the air. If I throw a ball in the air, I can anticipate where that may be falling. That's the law of gravity. Same thing
Right.
of law of supply and demand. Al, you talk about and teach these different techniques and strategies and concepts in these investing classes right here in Bloomington. We're local right here next to the Mall of America, right off 494. And these classes, they're free. They're 2 hours. So I want to give away some tickets to this investing class for callers 1 through 10. When you call in right now, you're going to receive 2 tickets plus the financial quick start kit. Call 952-814-4410. This kit will help you get started right away. 952-814-4410. You can also text the word invest to the number 484848. You're going to receive a link back, but you got to register for this class. When you do that, when you register, you're going to receive a free crypto course.
Oh, fantastic.
Al, what do you have coming up next?
Well, let's talk about why Wall Street has you following only half of what you need and only does that half right.
The tricks of the trade coming up next. 952-814-4410. We'll be right back.